We're back, and this is what I love having Stan Prager on. He gets down to the minutia of tech. Now we're going to talk about screensavers. You know, harmless, right? Could they harm your computer? Stan, good to see you.
They're harmless.
Thanks for having me.
GoGeeks, by the way. Yeah.
So first of all, we should define what a screensaver is. Okay? Do you know what a screensaver is?
It's so it does the image doesn't get burned into your computer, so it constantly moves. Is that correct?
That's what it was originally designed for, but that's correct. A lot of people think the picture on their desktop of their computer is a screensaver.
It's not.
That's actually wallpaper. So the puppy that always looks at most people when they're working on their computer, or their cat they used to have, that's wallpaper. So a screensaver, yes, that's what it was originally designed for. It's a moving image, and it could be like a shuffle of your photo collection,
or bubbles, or triangles,
or stars, or whatever. And originally you needed it because if you didn't have that, yeah, the image would burn into the screen. It hasn't been that way since 1993, but a lot of people still believe that they have that damage. But the issue is the ones that come with Windows, you know, or with any, you know, normal computer is not a problem. But what can be a problem are screensavers on the internet that you might see, that you might think were really cool. Or you get an email and it says, you know, this is the greatest screensaver, download it, okay? And sometimes these are religious screensavers, sometimes they're sports screensavers, sometimes, I mean, they have all different themes, right? Puppies, animals, you know, they can be really exciting. And you think, wow, I really need to have this. I want this screensaver, I can't live without it. You download it, it turns out to be malware. And
do you get the screensaver though? You get the screensaver, but you also get the malware.
Sometimes you don't get either. Sometimes you just lose. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just lose. But sometimes yes, you actually get the screensaver, and you think it's wonderful, and in the background it is you know, infecting your computer. And you know, we've spoken in the past on the show about that crypto wall, which will encrypt all of your data. We have just recently learned that they're using screensavers as a conduit to get into your system. And they've traced it back to a criminal enterprise in Kazakhstan.
Wow.
So
when this happens, would your computer be completely destroyed, or would you just have to? Would you lose certain data? Or
well,
documents?
if you get the encryption one, then you would lose all of your data that you hadn't backed up. Otherwise, it would just simply be an entry point for malware, which could upload your personal information, get your passwords, make your computer run slow, kind of ruin your weekend.
Who would think something so innocent as a screensaver?
That's how they get you, Brittany. They tap into naive people like you. I want that puppy screensaver, and you download 100 of them.
I need it.
I'm on like 6 months now, Stan, without having any virus protection. You know I'm doing this as a test, right?
I know you are.
And I get these notices saying you're being attacked. I'm being attacked all over the place. I kind of find it fun, but I'm probably doing a lot of damage to my computer. I like all those things flying at me saying you're infected.
Well,
am I crazy?
I have a suggestion for a future show. I'll evaluate your computer, and then we'll talk about it.
We'll see what kind of garbage is on there?
What happened to, what happened to Tom's computer?
But it goes to the point where you mentioned about the screensavers, that there's so many entry points now, and these viruses are just waiting for any entry. You invite them in, don't you? Open up an email, open up a screen. You invite them in.
To some degree, that's correct, and you have to understand this is a huge enterprise for people. This is not breaking Windows.
But what do they get out of it? What they get? Stealing your identity?
A number of different things. They can steal your identity. The crypto wall one, they have it's ransomware. You pay them $600 with Bitcoin, or you'll never get your data back. And data is a much more critical thing. You can always buy a new computer, but imagine if you have photos on there of deceased relatives, or you know, your resume and things you've written. There's people who
I've got nothing worthwhile. That's why I don't
mind.
Well,
then you don't have to worry.
Yeah. But I know what you're saying is that folks are just they're so trusting that their computer's going to be fine, right?
Right. What about you, Brittany? Are you trusting that your computer's going to be fine?
I think it was last week or the week before. I have a Mac computer. I'm a Mac girl. But I always thought that I was safe because I had a Mac, but apparently I'm not. So that's.
Have you put virus protection on now since?
Yes, I actually. Yeah, I
talked to Stan nice. He's taking care of it.
Well, somebody else at the show that I discussed this with, also when I ran into him last week, said he immediately put virus protection. So I felt like I'm doing some good here.
Yeah. Oh,
it's good to reach out. You know, when you're on television, you don't really know whether you're reaching anyone. So
everyone's sitting here watching. What are you talking about?
My little kitty cat screensaver's out when I get home. Thank you, Stan Prager from GoGeeks in East Long.